as much education as you can, but even more important than that, get as much experience as you can.
Quarterback position is so deep. I don't know who's going to win the job, but
And if you win your conference now, you're basically automatically in the 12-team playoff, but you can't.
What's up, everybody? Sorry for the delay there. Christian Ballard is in the house with Ballard Sports Media. Still Ballard Sports Media, just a recent name change here on YouTube. But hope everyone's doing great. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. We gonna go off camera tonight, just do audio. I don't know if I'm gonna drop. I guess I did drop the link, but good to see Robert in here. He says happy Tuesday. It's actually Wednesday, brother. Wednesday. Daniel Barry. There you go, Robert. There you go. But I love y'all. I appreciate you guys. All the love and support on here. We're gonna talk about what's up, Millis? Good to see you. We'll get you guys on if you want to be part of the show. College football supervillains is the main topic of conversation. This comes from ESPN. College football arch nemesis for every power conference team. This is about 6, 7 days ago. They put this out. Um, I've been so busy, man, trying to plan the wedding and stuff lately. It's been crazy here at home, but we're trying to get back into it, man. I get so tired from work and stuff too. It'll wear you out, but it's good. It's a good thing, you know. Um, so yeah. But I am curious for some of these teams. I'm curious about the SEC, Notre Dame. It's among the Power Four. You can jump to a conference in the article. We'll look at some teams. Um, yeah, by the way, Robert, thanks for putting that in there, buddy. If y'all want to join his league, College Football Fantasy, click that link. So, yeah, no problem whatsoever dropping that, buddy. I appreciate you. Which reminds me, I think I still need to sign up, but yeah. Let me see. Let's go ahead and get into it. And if we get calls, great. If not, that'll be fine. And by the way, I got a little rant to talk about tonight, but let me get this for a banner I forgot to make. I apologize. So, what if college football was kind of like a comic book or something like that? I don't know. But what if they had supervillains in college football? Well, ESPN put out an article the other day, and it's under the category of Alabama, I guess, because I guess they're in it, but and they're my main team that I follow. But ESPN staff put this together, kind of everybody. I'm sure they probably asked a bunch of people, anonymous. It says we compiled a list of the arch nemesis of every school in the Power Four and the stories that make them public enemy number one on campus. I'm gonna look through some of these. We're gonna take a look at a couple for each conference. We're not gonna go through all of them, and I'm just gonna tell you whether I agree or disagree for some of these. Which I'm not. Some of these I probably don't have much of an opinion on. Like I'm curious about Notre Dame. I bet it would be conferences, right? But let's start here with the SEC. Alabama is Cam Newton. Okay, yeah. That or Chris Davis. I mean, something regarding Auburn and a win, right? Uh, or a Bama loss, I guess. I just think, yeah, Cam Newton kind of did us. That whole Harvey Updike thing that year. I mean, kind of proof of that, but I mean, Cam Newton's a good pick. I don't know. I mean, there's quarterbacks like that. Maybe Joe Burrow, what he did in 2019, or Bo Nix. Any Auburn quarterback. Jarrett Stidham beat us in 2017. Chris Davis had the kick six. What about Johnny Manziel for what he did in 2012? Although, to be fair, in 2012 we did run the table and make the national title, won the SEC and everything. So maybe not Johnny Manziel, but I could see Cam Newton. Their defense for this one, for Cam Newton being the Alabama villain, is he shouldn't have been eligible to play for the Tigers after, I guess his dad, allegedly shopped for schools after he was done with junior college. He was ineligible, and then less was it really that quick? Less than 24 hours later, he was eligible again, reinstated. Anyway, it's crazy, and they won the Natty that year. That's the last time Auburn's won a championship was Cam Newton. But yeah, Arkansas they say is Texas. Um, I guess. I mean, I know they have a long, long history of the Southwest Conference rivalry game. You know, how is 15-14 a big shootout? 1969. I gotta go look that game up. Anyway, it was game of the century between one and two. But 1977, Lou Holtz Razorbacks finished number three in the country with only one loss to Texas. Um, yeah, that year of the big shootout, um, Richard Nixon, at the time the president of the U.S., presented Texas with a national title plaque in Razorback Stadium. That's kind of sucked. If you're Arkansas, at least. Congrats to Texas, I guess. Auburn, Harvey Updike? Yeah, the tree poisoner, 800,000 in restitutions is what he had to pay. He was in jail for 70 days. Um, he called Feinbaum. We know the story of Harvey Updike and Al from Dadeville. If you don't know, go look it up. Steve Spurrier for Georgia, Lindsey Scott for um Florida. Excuse me. Lindsey Scott for Florida. He's a running back for I guess let me see. Is he a running back for Georgia? He was either that or like a wideout. But the Bulldogs in 1980 won the national title, but one of the key games, I guess, was on November 8th, 1980. It says Florida led Georgia 21-20 with 90 seconds left with quarterback Buck Bellew dropped back to pass on third down from the 8-yard line when he found a wide open Scott across the middle. He ran 92 yards for the improbable touchdown, giving the Bulldogs a 26-21 victory. I gotta hear about that. I gotta see that. Wow. Okay. Lindsey Scott. Steve Spurrier for Georgia. Georgia hardly ever um beat Spurrier. It's like 11-1 record. Steve Spurrier again for Kentucky. From 90 to 01. Clemson lost to South Carolina. Then fell to Kentucky in the Music City Bowl a month later. Yeah. Okay. Nick Saban is LSU. Yeah, Nick Saban's definitely the biggest rival for LSU. The public enemy number one right there. That's because, and I don't even have to read this. He left LSU, went to the NFL, comes back to college, goes to rival Alabama, and had like an 8-game streak over Les Miles slash Ed Ogeron and company. Now they finally got us in 2019 and all that with Joe Burrow, but yeah, I could get that. Not gonna read all these. Ole Miss is Lane Kiffin, Marquez North for South Carolina, freshman wide receiver in 2013. Yeah, South Carolina, I forgot was so close to an SEC title in 2013. They lost to Tennessee. Missouri won out. Auburn had to play them after the kick six. Um. Anyway, what about the Big Ten? Hayden Fry, Joe Tiller, Eric Ball, Joe Paterno. Paterno never lost to Maryland in 26. He was 26-0. Bo Schembechler of Michigan for Michigan State. He gets to Ann Arbor, 17-4 against the Spartans in the 50s and 60s. Um, Michigan State finishes top 10 of the polls only once during the Schembechler era in 1987, following one of the Spartans' few wins in the series. Schembechler won the final meeting in 1989, 10-7 on a game-ending interception. They went on, the Wolverines did, to win the Big Ten title. Michigan, Woody Hayes, that could be said. I mean, Schembechler versus Hayes, man, that was peak of the game rivalry, I guess. So, what's up, Young Citrus? Who is Bama's? We did Bama. They were Cam Newton for the 2010 Iron Bowl and winning the Natty and all that stuff. Nebraska was Miami's. That's because of the 90s and stuff. That was like, you know, Miami and Nebraska in the 90s, and then the turning point in the 2000s and all that. I feel like when Miami got good, Nebraska got bad. You know, kinda. But yeah, anyway, See what else we got. Jim Harbaugh for the Buckeyes. USC for Oregon? Really? Pete Carroll. Um, this is kind of a stupid list. I'm not gonna lie. Like in ways it makes sense, but like, come on. It is interesting that it's not based on rivalry, but like you got individual players as villains. Like, what are we doing, man? JT Barrett. You had Cam Newton on the list, and it makes sense, but I mean, are we gonna let one player dictate like our history and stuff? No, I don't think so. Hey, stop it. I don't think we let one player dictate our history. I just don't. So anyway, now for my rant. I gotta talk about this. Regular season games still matter in college football. It matters who you play, when you play, if you win, if you lose. I'm gonna rant about that for a couple minutes. We probably won't get any calls tonight, so I'll end the show on that note. But I'm gonna say this. I think that we have watered down as college football fans, as media, as everybody else, the meaning of regular season games. Because, well, you could go 10-2 and make the playoffs now. Yeah, but there's 12 spots. The regular season is never going to not matter. You know, I mean, is that not fair? Is that not a fair statement? Um, it's really ridiculous. The people out there that think regular season games don't matter. And look, I get it because you can lose 2 games, 3 games, and still be fine. Bama went 10-3 with a loss in the SEC title, but they won their SEC games to get to an SEC title. One of their losses at 10-2 was to Florida State week 1. The other one, I'm trying to remember who beat us last year in Oklahoma the first time around. And then that didn't keep us out of Atlanta necessarily. I mean, I think it came down to Texas beating A&M, but I mean, still, come on. We had the win over Georgia. If anything, it put Georgia in the SEC title. I think Alabama was automatically going to make it in because they have the head-to-head over Georgia and Athens. Texas A&M losing put Georgia in there. So, but either way, I just think regular season games have to matter. I think you have to base a good team off good wins, good quality opponents, strength of schedule. If none of that matters, what the hell are we doing with college football? Honestly, I mean, think about it. If college football, if regular season games don't matter, then what are we doing? Why do we have it? We might as well take 130 teams, line them up, and put them in a freaking 130 team field bracket. So, I mean, that's just my personal opinion on why regular season games matter. They matter to me.
I think they matter to the players. Yes, they want to win championships. Yes, they want to make bowl games. They want to always improve on wins. Part of wins is regular season games. People act like rivalry weekend doesn't matter. It does. People act like mid-season rivalries don't matter. They do. That's just a fact. It's a fact of football. It's a fact of life. Regular season games matter, and it's never gonna not matter. Anyway, I guess they dropped the college football anthem today, the high noon. I gotta watch that. I haven't seen it yet. I'm excited for the season. Excited to talk with you guys. We'll keep it going. Um, we'll keep it going as long as we possibly can here in the off season. I might try to do like a Friday show or Saturday show this weekend. Uh, for a bigger crowd, but we'll see. Anyway, but I think I'm gonna get out of here. I've talked about everything I needed to talk about and wanted to talk about. I got some things off my chest. I didn't plan on team previews or nothing, but yeah. So, but we'll keep it going. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I love you guys.